Good afternoon, everybody. Well, you notice I'm out here in my flannel shirt. It's cold, but I'm not standing out here too long because it's still winter, but everything's melting pretty good here. As you can probably see on the roof here, but I'm sanding all this area and it melts and then it gets dangerous again walking on it. This drift here has come down a little bit. This was just 2 inches lower than my son's head. It looks to me like we may start getting some nice weather, but I'm going through an awful lot of sand. And I keep sanding it and it melts and it gets dangerous again. And the skirting is bulged in and out because the ground is pushing up. That happens every year, but this year was much worse. And my porch, as I said, is fastened to the house with lag bolts underneath into here, through the main beams. And the roof was 3/4 of an inch, almost an inch away from here, and now it's right up against there. And the door is less than 1/4 inch from the floor. The whole thing is risen up. So there's nothing I can do about it until the frost goes away and clears, and as long as it keeps warming up, we'll be okay. I can't lower this because then I'm going to have, right now I got about a little over an inch clearance for the roof. And I'm going to have about 3/4 of an inch when this settles back down. So there's a no happy medium. You got to be very careful with the height, and you got to be careful with the bottom. It's just the way it is. When I built this porch, I did not want to come right to the roof, and maybe I should have, and that would have given me more height on the top of the door, and therefore would have more leeway with the rise and the fall of the porch. This is the side of the house that never gets only the morning sun, and the ground is pushed up. As you look at the roof here, the sun and the lens, of course. I got tons of snow and ice on top of the porch roof, and that's where my problem is. And this side of the house takes forever for it to go away. And my wife just came home. Well, I gotta go to the hardware store. If they have some more sand, I gotta get some more sand there, because I've been going crazy with the sand. This is how I do my sand. I put it in a plastic bag, and I mean, I got a lot right here. I think I can probably get another, maybe a 40-pound bag in here and get, and then my other sand boxes in the back over here. I'm gonna fill this a little more and do the driveway a little bit, but kind of like wasted, because when it freezes and melts, thaws and melts, and you know what I mean, it gets, I gotta keep doing it over and over. It gets very bad here with the drippage on the house, and where I sanded it, it kind of is starting to get bad again. And I just did this morning. And see this here? This was all sanded and it's starting to, it's all melting. I don't know, the damn birds haven't been around in about 4 or 5 days. This thing fell down. I fixed it and filled it up again. And it's a squirrel, anti-squirrel type of feeder. And not a bird around and not a squirrel around. Nothing's been hitting this. But anyway, this is my sandbox here. And I'm getting very low on that. This is my backup sandbox, so that's all I can do the backyard. And I gotta get a couple bags of sand and throw it in there, because this area is a disaster here. When I take the trash down, this gets all icy. So I go through a lot of sand. I haven't used this much sand since the winter of 2011. All the other winters, all I had to do was just the walkway and stuff like that. So it gets dangerous here. Very dangerous. So I figured I'd just give you an update. I don't know what the temperature is. This thermometer's always reads a little high anyways. It's probably about 5 degrees more than it really is. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's not that warm. It's probably about 40 degrees. I still got it. You see, this is all icy here. I bought some of them. One of the surplus stores had one of them rubber things that you put on your feet that got like little steel grips on the bottom so you don't slip on ice. I haven't tried them out yet though. My shed's dripping. I worry about that valley there when I built the roof. I really should have made it, brought this peak up and made it an A-frame. But the problem is the peak of the addition shed, there would be almost a flat roof if I went right straight up here. So I wouldn't have been much better off. But that valley, I got roofing paper in there. There's no leaks. I got criticized quite a bit by some of the idiots when I put the roofing on here. Well, I'll tell you what, there was no leaks on this, so that tells you something, doesn't it? Well, here it's melting again, and the sand drops to the bottom, and then it becomes glare ice. Glare ice over here, glare ice here, But things are melting good, and that's one good thing. So we do expect to have this, I guess. You can't do too much about it. But I'm spending more time on ice and snow and roofs and things like that than I am doing anything else. Well, alright, I'm going to go to the hardware store and get some more sand. Well, I just got back from my local hardware store. They hit me for $5 a bag here. They were $4 a bag, but that was 2011 when I got them. 60 pounds. But it's a dry sand, and it's easier to spread. The sand that you see here was in back of the grade school I used to go to. That there's a thing outside, but it contains salt, and it's always wet, and you can't spread it good. So I think they're out of that now. They've been out. I got the last of it last week. So I didn't want to be here without sand, but I've got to try to do some of this, but I'm not doing this today because it's got to freeze up, and then I can sand it for tomorrow morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of the bags open and hit this area here a little bit and put the rest of it into here, and then carry out the other two 60-pound bags and put them in the back. So So what are we going to do? Okay, so this is a nice dry sand, and like I say, what I do is I just have it in a bag. Not that this container leaks, but I like to keep it in a bag. And then put the cover on. And that's it. Now I gotta carry the other two. I sanded this a little more. Alright. I'll get the other one. I'll cut that with a razor blade. And just dump it over. Take a breather before carrying the other one over. Okay. Now, I gotta put the camera down here. We'll just dump that over, get that bag out of there, and we'll dump the other one in here. Whew. Okay. All right. All right. Now. Now I'll put my scooper back in, and my other scoopers, which are over there on the step, and that's it. I'll put a little more sand down here, and then I'll be able to go safely walking down there to get my recycle bin when they pick it up. I don't think they picked up the recycles yet. Okay, well that's it on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.